Hi friends, this is Jackie Williams, and today I want to share with you a brief video showing how to tie a neat knot with your ribbon and share a few little tips and tricks along the way. So in front of me I have a basic card front and a piece of the Tranquil Tide ribbon. So how I determine how much ribbon to cut for this technique is I measure the length of where I want the ribbon to go plus a little bit, and then another few inches for the knot. Now, as I wrote in the PDF file, if you have access to that, you need less ribbon if the ribbon is really skinny and less ribbon if the ribbon is really soft and fine. Now this Tranquil Tide ribbon is both a bit wide and it's a little more stiff, so I've cut a generous amount. So how we're going to tie our knot is you're going to put it right over left, using fairly generous tails here, and then the left hand side will come around and under, and then I want you to pull it quite long. This is going to be longer than it's going to end up, but just pull it long for your own convenience right now. And then you're going to go left over right, and I want you to note where my middle finger is there, right there in that hole. And then this left hand tail is going to come around where that finger is and come through that hole, like so. Now, here's where I think a lot of people struggle. So from here, I want you to hold both tails. The knot is still very loose. Hold both tails with your thumbs, and I want you to pull up from the bottom. Because if you pull from the tails, your tails are just going to be really long and you'll just end up cutting them off, and that's a bit of a waste. So if you tighten it from the bottom, now you need to really still hold on to those tails and just get that knot nice and tight. There you go, and now you have a very neat little knot. The other thing is holding on to those while you're tightening it prevents them from going this way and that way. So you're holding it and kind of forcing that ribbon to go the direction you want, which is in most cases neatly right and left. Okay, then you can just take a pair of sharp scissors and trim those ends where you want. And you're thinking, that is just not going to go around my card front. I've heard it before. Then you'll cut your ribbon. Now, very seldom do I cut it in half. Usually I cut it at about 3 o'clock or somewhere around there. And then this will lay on your card front and get wrapped around. Sorry, I need another hand. Wrapped around the back and adhered like so. Okay, so I've cut a little bit generous here, but ideally you would just have just a little tab coming around the back, and therefore you've used the least amount of ribbon and you've got perfect tension on the front of your project. Okay, so that is a finished sample. In this case, I didn't use ribbon. I used the new jute twine, but you could make this same card layout using twine or ribbon. Now, just another little way people sometimes do this same technique is they use two different pieces of ribbon. So you've got one piece that you have wrapped around and adhered on the back, and then you take a separate piece. Well, you'll need an entirely separate piece if you are making a bow. If you are just doing a knot, you can leave it on the roll so that you can use only exactly the right amount, and just slip it underneath that existing ribbon and just wrap it around once, like so, and then you'll cut it off the roll. And then you have kind of minimal wastage there as well. Okay, so that's a nice easy way. And then I have put dimensionals on the back of this to adhere it onto its mat. So I think a nice rule of thumb is anytime you have ribbon wrapping around, so there's ribbon in between the card layers, I would suggest you use dimensionals so that there's no lumpiness that's not very attractive. All right, and then this is just a sample of, I use that same technique of wrapping it around the back and then a second piece to loop it around. In this case, I made a bow, and you see how that berry burst crinkled ribbon is really soft and makes a nice bow. All right, I hope that some of those tips will help you and have a little more confidence with ribbon. And this is Jackie. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.